I don't know where I land on it, all things considered now, but... Oh, geez, Louise. Okay, let's make some space. Okay. Welp. Maybe I bring in butterflies. Oh, man. So... Turns out I don't need latency to make terrible decisions. I double tapped my movement to immediately go up and to the right and up, ran headfirst into an ogre, and then, you know, effed around and found out here. So that's great. Gaming species that change the game are fun. I agree. Yeah, they're definitely my favorite part of the game at this stage. Centaur is partly herbivorous. There we go. Brain could not function. Can only eat chunks when very hungry. Yeah, I like that. You know, opportunistic, carnivore or omnivore, but largely herbivorous. Very much like a large number of like classical herbivore animals out in the wild. Okay, but I guess we can go for an all or nothing approach here. Another option would be Scrolls of Fear. 90% on you, 90% on you. Scroll of Fear or butterflies? Butterfly, sugar, honey. Let's go Fear on that, since we do have a few of them. And butterflies, knowing our luck, that Centaur son of a gun is just going to shoot once, miss all of the butterflies, and home straight true into, well, yours truly, as it were. So, let's head to a different stairwell, shall we? Ouch, the worst you ever did was being crystal speared by a master lich for half your health, and while you thought about what to do, your fingers rested a bit too hard on I. So you moved into it and the crystal speared you for the other half. Right? I always hate that feeling. That's like such an annoying way to lose an otherwise promising run. But hey, I guess user error. It is what it is. I do really like this amulet though, so I think I will pick up that bad boy. Vulnerability to cold might not be ideal, but reflection is always a welcome sight in these parts. Bit of additional slay doesn't hurt, I guess. That's not too bad. It's kind of self-inflicted. You were wearing Eternal Torment, but you could have just ducked back around the corner. Ah, yes, a sentiment that I know oh too well, really. Okay, so then we're neutral on cold, since we at least have cold resistance, I think, from our ring? No, that's willpower. How the heck do I have cold resistance? Oh, from my staff. That's it. Right. That kind of works. I know, I'm probably going to regret not having the regen available anymore, but that doesn't seem too bad. Okie doke, so let's do this. Back into the thick of things, shall we? Almost forgetting that we have Irradiate, just because we haven't really been using it too often in the last wee bit here. That's fine. Reflection doing a little bit of preliminary damage on our new friend there. And not too shabby whatsoever. Just blow you up as well. Beautiful. Yeah, I got used to not being able to use OTR as often as I'd like. But now that we're able to do so, I guess it was largely just the fight against the skeletal warriors that I very quickly trained my brain to never use poison against anything, which is not the best approach in general. Fear. In fact, I'll probably just buy the fear. I could always use more teleports, but I don't know if we can afford that. I'll buy a potion of magic. I guess that's the beauty of being a Gozag follower, is we're not exactly hurting on the wallet front. Hum-de-dum. Still the question of what the heck do I do with these kiddos? Skeletal warriors definitely enacting their best attempt at being the just true bane of our existence, and they're doing a pretty bang up job of it, if I do say so myself. Gotta commend the effort at the very least. And like, Can I just get into the middle of all of you and start blasting the ever-living crap out of Irradiate? Also, actually, once again, forgetting what I have available to me, because Fulminant Prism is probably actually just the way to go. Oops. That's not what we meant to do. Meant to put down another one of those bad boys. And then let's just blast all of y'all away from me a bit, or at least try to. Unfortunately, it doesn't work quite as well as I would have liked. But we'll just hope that odds are in our favor and that we don't take too many hits while we try our best to just walk away. Oh, some strange behavior there with the monster movement, but I'll gladly take it because I needed the extra turn to walk through the door there, and I don't see how we otherwise would have had that available to us. That is just fantastic. And we're down to our last skeletal friend. Holy moly, are you kiddos annoying. Guess we can start slapping. Engage, slap, fight. Oh gosh, and let's just kill you. Perfect. Holy moly. Well, we'll pick up all that, and now we're actually able to go to Orc, which will be a nice, quick increase in experience. So actually, on that note, is there anything we're aiming towards here? Am I just spinning my wheels aimlessly without a care in the world? It's looking like it. I mean, I don't know if there's much else to do about it. Pretty happy. Plurm users, right? Gotta love them, gotta hate them. Usually hate them, but in this case, kind of based. Stepping in front of their friend and saving our life, I respect that. As the person whose life got saved, gotta respect it. Well, I have no idea where we're going to be training next. I need some more spell books to come in. I guess I could technically do something like calling a shot, but never like to do so. Ooh, Wave of Frost, eh? Do I think it's going to be in my section of the woods? That I'm not so sure about. Oh, not adjust. Whoopsie daisies. Let's try that again. I actually want to go into my inventory and inscribe. That's the one. Let's make it a bit easier to use these ID scrolls, just because we have quite a selection of them. Got up to 7 there in the interim period without really paying attention. 1 magic mapping I probably won't worry about. Oh, so we get very nearby here, so maybe, just maybe, we will get to see it. Do I still have Mephitic Cloud? I'll have to do. This is, of course, a little something that I always kind of forget is an option, but is fantastic. Oh, wait. 42 extra cold damage. Jeez Louise, my friend. You are a problem and a half. Just go with the Wand of Flame and see what happens. The rest of you will at least kind of just walk through my, through the fire and flames we carry on, all that good stuff. So I'll just let you do so. I don't mind. The Sorcerer, it would be nice. Your summon was gone and you met me face to face here. I would respect you a lot more, that's for sure. Not that saying much. Low bar to cross. But there we go. Okie dokie. So, to handle this ice cave, what we're gonna do is just swap right back. Okay, excuse me. Don't have time for you right now, my Ogrillian friend. Let's put on a regeneration amulet, then we get our cold resistance back, 1 pip of it at least, so that feels, bare minimum. Oh baby, and if this is the ice cave with mostly packs of poison susceptible, warm-blooded vertebrates, then I am a happy camper, my friends. Confuse the ever-living crap out of you. Beautiful. Beautiful. Done is done. And Scarf of Resistance. Oh my gosh. Okay, I probably will actually swap into that. We miss out on a little bit of armor class, seeing as how we did have a +2 cloak at our disposal, but man, is that lovely to see. And then we'll just make way too much noise here, but it is a free way of taking care of our statuesque friend here. I'm guessing the statue's still alive. Yar. Yar it is. Holy crap, it is. Okay, there we go. That's got to be it, right? Finally. Yeah, that took a little bit longer than expected, to say the least. Very impressive stuff from our statuesque friend there. Our very stoic friend. Definitely blow you up as well. That is beautiful. Getting a nice amount of money on our belt here, so very happy to see that. And not too shabby indeed. Okie dokie, and just a few more of you sons of guns to deal with before we make it to the end. And I'm guessing this is gonna be like a frost giant ending, I want to say. At least that's what I most recall running into at the end of this specific layout. But I guess a bunch of death yaks could be a very real possibility as well, now that I see even the one there. Last time you were in an ice cave, you were, oh good, not the ice fiend, as you got marmalized by the frost giant. Yeah, they'll definitely still give you a run for your money. That much I can definitely agree with. Ah, but there we go. Speak of the devil. Unfortunately for our frost giant friend, they are susceptible. Oh man, famous last words. They are susceptible to poison, though, which means they're susceptible to my fire. Unfortunately. Ouch. Guess 52 damage, because I'm guessing you hit me, right? Yeah, you hit me with the battle axe. Yeah, but they also hit like a freight train. I know. Way to immediately make me eat my words, DCSS. I mean, highly deserved, don't get me wrong. But let us see. Scroll of Fear is a 64% chance. I don't really want to put my life in the hands of a 64% chance. 3d25. I have 2 pips of cold resistance. So we at least take that down a decent amount. Basically debating, can I just IMB you, get a bit of space, and walk away? Or do I need to do the most, like, inefficient blink? Blink to here, and then I'm still, like, kind of in a rough spot. I guess alternatively I could just irradiate my troubles away and, you know, cross the fingers and hope it obliterates you into next week. But unfortunately, no real guarantees on that. I kind of want to just IMB you. For better or for worse? Mainly for worse, though. I'm actually going to go here, because that at least gives us a little bit of a corner to work with, as it were. And then I think I just need to heal. Don't you have to, like, max hit me? Which I'm sure might happen, but we'll go for the irradiate there. Oh, Potion Petition. That's actually a way smarter move, right, Phil? I mean, it all worked out, so I can feign ignorance here and say that my strategy was obviously the right option. But yes, I think Potion Petition was probably the right call. Whoopsie daisies. would have certainly have pot petitioned after opening the gap. You're not wrong. I feel like generally by the time I get to Sunday, or for whatever reason when I'm playing on stream, my brain has the ability to handle like 3 options. And anything beyond that is just, it's getting too complicated for my poor dumb brain. So, unfortunately, our lovely characters just have to deal with the outcomes, whatever comes out of that. I do actually really like Skin of Zor. This is a fun item. Something that is very benign seeming when reading the description, but in practice it absolutely annihilates. And then what else can I afford to drop here? I mean, I only have 1 scroll of noise, so that's not the end of the world. Let's make Zor proud, shall we? At least that's the dream here. Do 1 quick search before we head out, but I don't think I need anything that we're leaving behind. So beautiful. With that, let's just get the heck out of Dodge, shall we? You get that a lot? You think of the options you didn't consider after combat? It hurts if you died. Yeah, definitely the posthumous analysis is when I usually come to the realization that I had like 17 different ways to get out of any given near-death experience, but it's all part of the fun here. And the flip side of that, because I can only hold 3 things in my brain at once, when I suddenly have that like eureka moment and something slips through the cracks that wasn't one of the 3 things, oh boy, do I feel like a gosh darn genius coming out of that. So, you know, it ebbs and it flows. It is the roller coaster of emotion that we call DCSS. But okie dokie, what do we wish to learn next? I am really at a bit of a loss. I don't know where this game is heading since we haven't really gone too much high level spellcraftery. I guess technically we have some high level translocations. So should I just switch gears, commit to that? At the very least, we could train a little bit. So let's turn it on. And let's take another peek. Because yeah, I think we had both, dispersal and disjunction. You know, I'm more of a blaster caster sort of gal myself, but if it's what's coming to us, maybe we should embrace it a little bit. Do I have any shorter term translocations that we could make use of here? Unfortunately not. So it'd be a little bit of a tough sell in the short term for potentially a good long-term benefit. I guess even if we end up going the transmutation route, get like Dragon Form and Manifold Assault, bit of translocations training, ain't hurting nobody. So sure, let's bring it up just a smidge here, shall we? Friend of yours, Aoi, is one of the top 3 Nethack speedrunners, and people have won the game in less time than you've spent looking at your inventory and scratching your chin. Yeah, as a very slow player of DCSS myself, that sentiment resonates especially strongly with me. You know, I've never had much of a mind for how speedrunners do it, specifically in DCSS. Other games, you know, especially very mechanically focused games, makes a bit more sense to me. But DCSS, I've always been a very plodding person. And that's, you know, with the fact that I don't play very cautiously, necessarily. I don't know what I spent all that time doing, really. I have no excuse. Nothing good is happening. It's just the way of the world, I guess. And that Inglatiate, though, is definitely MVP of the whole party right now. In fact, I think I'm happy to stick with my regeneration amulet. Because it does really well with the Inglatiate slow. It can kind of bring everyone down to a trotting pace and then run the heck away, at least long enough for me to heal up. So that sounds fantastic. Okie dokie, and some cold resistance, strength, and intelligence on this ring. I didn't have the Skin of Zor? Glor? I think it's Zor. Sorry buddy, already forgetting you. shows how much I'm honoring your legacy. Oh, and I do need to close the door here real quick. But regardless, we don't need cold resistance, and of course, as a statue, poison ain't nothing. So, maybe I do buy that fire resistance just to have it. I guess Scarf of Resistance kind of bodes well for that, makes it unnecessary potentially. It's harder in Nethack. DCSS is, as far as I can tell, maybe? Not great with my internet acronyms, but that makes sense. As far as you can tell, assume you'll get lucky and OTAB, OTAB, OTAB. I think that's a decently fair thing to say. I think it's more of the high level decision making of like when you should just skip a floor versus when you should spend that little bit of time exploring it. But on the micro level, 100%, you're just holding down that tab key and crossing your fingers. Nethack is also assuming you'll get lucky, but you do have to stop and sort stuff out a bit. Interesting. Yeah, I dabbled in Nethack back in the day. I think around the time that I first found DCSS, and haven't really explored it since, so I don't have a great grasp on it. Maybe one day in the future, I may just dip my toes back into the waters to see what I might have missed. Oh, a potion of experience. It's not something you see every day. I almost don't want to drink it right now because I don't know where I want to put that experience, but I guess it's probably a better idea than letting it sit around my inventory. In fact, I can just put it into like fighting for some health, maybe? We'll just leave it at that. That's that. Play Nethack first. We played Hack 1.0.3 first in 88. Yeah, no, it's definitely back in the day for me as well. But let's see, what was I just thinking about? Right, I'm gonna put on fighting. Just get that to a nice round 11. Why don't we? Beautiful. When you're pretty burned out, your friend Hilarita was playing Crawl, and the rest is history. See, yeah, I wish I could remember how I got into Crawl. I feel like I just randomly stumbled across it. I've never been too much of a community member in any kind of capacity online. Something that I regret, not even just online, but even in like my university days, I feel like I made no contacts and just kind of did my own thing and floated through, which is not how you do it. Making contacts with people not only is especially rewarding from a like social standpoint, but is also pretty much how you succeed in any field. So definitely something that I wish I was better at back in the day. I'm still not great for being a significant member of any community online, just because I feel like I'm not consistent enough. I'm kind of a flaky individual in that regard, but yeah, no, definitely cannot remember for the life of me how I stumbled across DCSS. It was probably like literally Googling free dungeon crawl or like free roguelike game, because I know I was going through a phase of trying a bunch of them, like ADOM, like Tales of Majel, Nethack, I think, something like that. Crawl's a distant daughter of Nethack, but there's not much left over now, for sure. Yeah, the resemblance is fleeting, to say the least. Back in your day, there was Usenet, and you've still got friends across the world from that. That's so cool. Yeah, I'm jealous of people with the community for sure. Largest streak is 66 wins long with some challenging combos. If you feel like the game is luck, you remind yourself that it would be very unlikely that there's more than a 10% chance of unwinnable games and having several 60-plus streaks. For sure. But the very best players do then like lose to terrible luck. Definitely occasionally. I mean, I find it wild that some of the streak records that have been held over the last few years are by players that use like random number generators to decide what species and background they want to play, because that's definitely a very thorough understanding of the game in a very like holistic manner. Being able to just pick up anything and play it that well, and that not even just well but consistently, is pretty wild for sure. Definitely out of my wheelhouse. Coming out the entry vault on a caster background, you meet 3 jackals. Right? That's how I'm shocked sometimes. I'm trying to remember, what was the last one? I think I was told about it by someone in chat, but it was somebody who was challenged. It wasn't like Genie Berserker, but it was some combo that very much was the epitome of like, you have a bad D1 and you're dead. And they were on their like 50 plus game streak at that point. Wild to me. Just absolutely wild. Love to see it. Okie dokie. We've managed to clear out orcs. That brings us a decent pace ahead. I left this floor right because of you. Gosh darn. Sons of guns. I mean, now that I've remembered that I have Fulminant Prism, not nearly as bad as they were. Apparently, I still do not have a very great Fulminant Prism under my belt. Probably could use with a little bit more spell power there just to get some oomph put behind these bad boys, but we'll see how she goes. In fact, yeah, this is not ideal by any stretch. Well, let's start off just fighting you normally, blast you back, and then maybe even leave you with a little bit of a fun surprise. Probably should have finished them off with just some Irradiate. Might be the right call there, but hey, as long as it gets the job done, I don't mind whatsoever. And you notice in point 30, experience level 1 deaths are much lower than in a long time. You absolutely agree that there's some unwinnable games that just aren't that likely. I mean, even just earlier this stream, we had the one, what was that, Argini Chaos Knight? No, was it? Or Demon Spawn Chaos Knight that just immediately came out to a Quokka and a Cockroach and died. Oh man. I mean, probably, maybe there was something I could have done. I can't remember. It was right out of the entrance to the dungeon, so I definitely didn't have anything besides the background starting equipment. But I generally tend to assume that there was a way out of it that I was just too impatient to see, for better or for worse. Not always the case, but I think it's a fairly safe bet for the most part. We're being completely honest with ourselves. Perfect. Oh, Tengu, my sweet Tengu. Sweet summer child. Perfect. I mean, you agree that they're very unlikely. Yeah, fortunately, it's very much the minority of games, and the majority of the time you are very much able to make things happen as long as you have the wherewithal and the knowledge to do so.